What is up, guys? Welcome to my live reaction to Detective Conan chapter 1044, The Meijin's Eyes. So, last week's chapter, which you will see today as well, with chapter 1043, we saw Tsukichi. Tsukichi was Masumi Seira's one, I think it's older brother. And the other thing we got to see was that he's also directly related to Haneda Koji. And who's Haneda Koji? The guy that Rum killed, right? So that's still one of the big mysteries. Who is Rum? We've got to see who the head of the BO is, but who is Rum? Rum is the number 2. So I got a feeling that this case, obviously, Tsukichi is the Meijin. When it comes to shogi, he's like the top dog. We've got 2 deaths. One was a guy that he played ages ago who wasn't great. And then this Genda, I believe it was named, which was a mate of his that he did a practice match with. A practice shogi, like a group practice type thing. He was found dead, strangled, with 2 legs missing on his board, where the first guy only had 1 missing. So that's telling us that these are linked. So it looks like we're going to be getting some clues today. But anyway, let's get into it, guys. Alright. File 1044, Case Part 2, The Meijin's Eyes. Great Detective and Meijin are on the scene of the crime. A murder occurred at the shogi practice group. Okay. Hirai Genda-san. Right. While tagging along with Tsukichi, with Shukichi to a shogi practice group, they find a strangled corpse. Genda-san! And so they're trying to help him. Yumi-san, contact the police and an ambulance too, just in case. Yeah, got it. So they're going up to go do that. Hello, Miwako. Someone's collapsed here in an apartment building in the Baker district. Oh, no, Genda-san. He's not moving at all. Okay, what's going on? Don't tell me he's dead. No, wait. Why? Alright, so Shukichi's seen something. Why are there ice trays, a blender, and a toast together? Why is that weird? Okay. So we got Shukichi's knows something. I see. Suspecting her boyfriend Haneda Shukichi Meijin of an affair, Yumi tailed him. She found out that the Meijin was meeting with young shogi players in this apartment unit to hold a shogi practice session. But when everyone arrived, the shogi player Genda Yasukyo had been killed. Right, so Genda's our second victim. Yumi-dan, you're so cruel. How could you suspect me of having an affair? Can you blame me, Tsukichi? You never tell me where you're going. If I tell you that I'm with some other woman, you'll get mad, right? I'm not the jealous type. You were pretty jealous. I'm like, yeah, but you kind of were jealous. I like that. Okay. You too. Cut the chit-chat. Yes. I'm like, yeah. Alright. Let's get going. Strangulation, it seems. There are Toshikawa lines on the victim's neck, indicating that he tried to resist while being strangled. So, I think those are the little lines that go, so it's like him trying to, like, rip it off. Judging from the marks on his neck, there's no doubt that the murder weapon is the electrical cord that fell down near him. Okay. Then, it is true that before Haneda, Meijin, Yumi, and Conan arrived, you'd all left Genda-san alone in the room and gone out shopping together. Yes. He said that as for him, he'd prepare some finger foods, so he was always like that. So she's crying. Finger foods? Crackers with things like cheese or ham on top. Even if you grab them in the middle of a match, your hand won't get dirty. Okay? Someone must have come in and done this in the 10 minutes we were out shopping. The door was unlocked, so Genda-san must have opened the door thinking that it was us who came back. But it's also possible that someone pretended to go out. then came back and killed him, right? That's impossible. Right, so he's saying it's impossible, but you can see the interesting thing in this panel here is I can't remember the girl that's not crying, the other girl, she's staring right at the guy. Okay? Because I went to a nearby coffee shop and brought hot coffee for each of us. So this is Hishinama Kusuke, 24. He's the one who said that's impossible. They were a bit cold, but I really did buy them, right? Yeah. We drank them in the entranceway downstairs. But anyone can make a lukewarm coffee using instant coffee mix and hot water from the faucet. No. The water heater is currently broken, so we can only get cold water from the faucet. I've been saying that we need to call a repairman. Could you have used an electric kettle or something? No, I broke it recently. So it seems like he's got an excuse for everything. Okay. And this electric stove. You could boil water with this, couldn't you? Yeah, I guess. Oh, but when we found the body, we put our bags on top of the stove right away. Okay. So there's a lot of little things like, the question is how could, because so far it's like, it feels like they're setting up that it's him. But I got a feeling it's one of the women. I think it's the one with the long hair. I don't know. She hasn't said anything. Like, she hasn't really tried to defend it. You know, besides, I think that's the first thing she said was, we put our bags on top of the stove right away. That's the first thing she said this entire chapter. Look, at the underside of the bags from the bakery and coffee shop. They're not burned or melted, right? You're right. We were out shopping for about 10 minutes. If the stove had been used to boil water, it would have retained the heat for at least 15 minutes after. I see. Which is true. That's very true. The heat just doesn't work like that. Then, who bought this bread? I did. I'm addicted to the bread from that shop. It's nearby, so I always buy it. So that's Katsumata Mina. She's 23. The one who I think is behind it is the other woman. So we don't have her name yet. You could have just bought that beforehand, right? The bread that I bought was fresh from the oven. Okay, it really was warm and it looked delicious, you know. Okay, well, too bad there was no fresh curry bread. It's the most popular bread, so it was sold out. Looks like there's no microwave here, so it wouldn't be possible to warm up the bread. What about you? What did you buy? Ah, yes. Okay. I bought ice cream. It's from a shop that just opened recently in this neighborhood. I bought it once before and everyone liked it, so this is who I think it is. I think it's Uryu Shoka, she's 23. Oh, the melted ice cream inside that box. It didn't seem appropriate to put them in the freezer given what was happening, but it was super cold when I bought it. Bought it, right? Yeah, it was cold. So she's put it against her face, that's how she knows it's cold. Okay? But as far as ice cream goes, if you secretly stored it in the fridge beforehand, we all checked the fridge together before we went shopping, but there was no ice cream inside. Besides, today we all met up at the shogi hall and came here together, so it wouldn't have been possible to leave anything here in advance. Alright, this is interesting. So all the typical things that you could have done doesn't really work. As far as our personal belongings go, Hishinuma came empty-handed. Me and I each only carried a small handbag. Then, as expected, the murder was an outside job. Moreover, it's very likely that this is a serial killing. Serial killing? Because I got to feel this is also connected to the other one. So I want to know how these guys are connected to the other guy. Because it's going to be one of these three. Okay? Shogi player Nishikito Kimaharu, who disappeared amid allegations of matchmaking. When they found his body, the shogi board placed next to the body had one of its legs removed. But that information was only made public this afternoon. And this shogi board has two of its legs gone. Given it's only been 2 or 3 hours since that detail was announced by the media, it's hard to think of this as a copycat crime. Were you acquainted with Nishikita? No, us three weren't, but it seems that the late Genda-san was good friends with him. This practice group was originally started by Nishikita-san. The members were Nishikita-san, Genda-san. Alright, so he was originally a member of the group. Kishimoto Yuhei-san, who's suffering from depression nowadays, excuse me, and Uryu Kinji, who went pro same time I did. It was those four. And as for Uryu Kinji, being Shoko's Shoko-san's biological elder brother, if it's about those four, rumors about them had reached me too. That there was a group of 4 people who were improving their skills at breakneck speed. Okay? But why did Nishikito stop coming to the practice group? And because it was only Nishikito-kun who kept on winning and ended up advancing a level. If one advances a level, they'd want to play against strong players. By the way, that was the cause of Kishimoto's depression. I think it's because my elder brother Kinji hung himself. Right, so Kinji died. Suicide? Why? I don't know. Not only do we not know why, but at that time, Kinji-san was in perfect form and on a winning streak. Okay? So why would he kill himself if he was on a winning streak and everything was good? We were so certain he would advance a level that we even celebrated early. Mina. She was dating my brother, so Mina was with Uryu's brother. So you really don't know why he committed suicide? Suicide? Yeah. A short while before he died, he mentioned something like someone from the Shogi station called for him. Okay. It seems like Kishimoto-san fell into depression ever since around the time when Kinji committed suicide. He really cared for him, you know. After that, they didn't have enough people to practice with, so I was invited. Then I invited these girls as well. Well, these two were really disheartened after Kinji passed away, so it was to cheer them up too. Okay, so this guy seems like a good guy. Anyway, Kishimoto, the member who fell into depression, seems like we should speak with him. We might know why the shogi player Uryu Kinji committed suicide. And also, if his suicide has something to do with the murder of these 2 players. It might not just be the 2 of them, you know? And so Conan's noticed something. The shogi boy still has 2 more legs. So you're saying there'll be more murders? No way! You've got to be kidding me. Like, why did you have to make everyone paranoid? But I think this is what Shinichi Ni-chan would say. So he's pretending to be himself, basically. Then, do you know Kishimoto's address? I visited his house once, but I don't remember the address. If I remember correctly, his father used to live there with him, but passed away due to illness, so now he lives alone. There's a single-family house next to a public bar, right? You can tell when you see it? Okay. See, there, the building across with got smoke, black chimney in the public bath, and so there's a fire. Wait, there's smoke rising up from around Kishimoto-san's house. Huh? Don't tell me. Now they targeted Kishimoto-san? Why in the world? Alright. Anyway, let's go to the site. All of you go home and wait for us to contact you. So it looks like Conan. Please refrain from doing anything on your own. Don't forget, you're all possible next targets. Okay, so it looks like they're getting there now. Okay. Inspector Yuminaga, what's the situation? Thankfully, not everything was destroyed, but the resident inside was burned to a crisp. Looks like he was dead before the fire started, judging by the body's apparent lack of reaction to it. Okay. The coroner says that the rectal temperature hasn't fallen that much, so it's possible that he was alive just before the fire started. Okay, so this guy's potentially a third murder now. So, if it was just before the fire, it could have been after the shogi player murder back at the Baker District apartment. Yeah, I heard from Maguire that there was a shogi board left at the scene of the crime. Truth is, there's also one here. Left at the scene of the fire. Shogi board, 3 of its legs removed. So, it really is a serial killing case. Alright, so it's all connected. Alright, interesting. Which means they killed shogi player Genda and then shogi player Kishimoto in succession. Okay, but now we can't ask about the reason for the suicide. We can try with the other related people. Oi, that aside, why is it that Conan-kun's here? So Conan's rocked up. He slipped into the police car before he knew it. I love Conan just like, whoop, jumps straight in the car. He's like, yeah, it's okay, dude. Like, he kind of just jumped in the car. Okay, so we got the bell ringing. So he's like, I apologize for the sudden intrusion. So this is where you've moved to. Oh, your expression tells me that you don't know why I've come here. The truth is, I've come to suggest that you turn yourself in. It was you, wasn't it? The culprit who killed Genda-san at the Baker District apartment. Ooh, so the Meijin's figured it out. The Meijin, already with his rapid-fire checkmate, faster even than the great detective. Oh, that is sick. I was wondering where he disappeared to. So Tsukichi basically disappeared to, and it's got to do something with... Because I want to go back to the start here, so I'm going to do like a little mini review. Where is it? It's on the first pages. Where is it? Because we see him, he looks at something. Yeah, here we go. He looks at something. We don't see what he looks at, so he's looking at it, seemingly an empty table at a bin. And then he's looking at the blender, the toaster, and ice cube trays. Alright? So that's the only thing that we see. I'm just trying to see maybe if we see anything else. We don't really see anything else. Interesting. So I'm curious about what gave it away. Also, where is it? So I'm going back. I'm trying to find the page where they're talking about each of them. So obviously it's not one of those 3. It's somebody else. Okay. The members were Nishikita-san, Genda-san. Okay. Kishimoto Yuhei-san, who was suffering from depression, and Uryu-Kinji. But Uryu-Kinji, basically, he committed suicide, so the only one left is this guy, the Kishimoto guy. So, that's interesting. The only other thing I could think of, like, it's either Kishimoto or it's this other guy, because he was the first one to come into it, so I'm not quite sure. But anyway, guys, that's it for my live reaction of Detective Conan, chapter 1044, The Meijin's Eyes. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, smash that thumbs up. Be greatly appreciated. Of course, leave a comment down below. Tell me, who do you think is behind it, and why do you think they're doing it? And how do you think the Meijin figured it out? But besides that, let me know everything that you guys think. My name is Frino1. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you guys next time with another live reaction. Peace.